Blessings, everyone. Oh my gosh, it's been forever since I've been here. It's so good to be with you. It's me, and I am so stoked. So many of you just got finished with the 5-day Radiant on the Rise journey. It was a freely offered journey. It was freaking amazing. It was all about building your confidence, igniting your inspiration, and creating your prosperous purpose for 2019, which brings me to the topic of today's video. How do I find my purpose? Because so many of us, especially, if you're someone who is like, that there's like you're not in alignment with your purpose. Maybe you're not activated in your purpose. Maybe you're just fucking confused, pardon my language, about what your purpose is, and you get stuck there, then this is for you. Because I'm going to clear something up really quick about purpose. And so often our perfectionism gets in the way of us igniting our purpose and like living our purpose in the world. And when we're not living our purpose in the world, we feel like dead inside, right? So there's a long time in my life when I was in confusion about what was I going to do? I was focused on the do of my purpose. I was focused on the kind of the mechanism of my purpose. I was focused on all of the wrong things. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't know how I'll make money doing that. I don't even know what that looks like. I'm not clear on the mechanism. And if you're stuck in that, it's time to hear this message, because purpose is not like this crystal clear vision of exactly what it is that you were designed to do in this life. We think that we need to have it all figured out. And once we have it all figured out, we're going to be in our purpose, and then we can do it. And I mean, are you waiting? You might think about that right now. Are you waiting? Do you get confused? Do you stay stuck in confusion around purpose? Do you get stuck in the how? How am I going to do that? What does that look like? I don't know how to teach that, my son's coming up right now. Hey, babe. Hi, I'm making a video.
Really?
Yeah. It's live too. I'm talking about purpose. This is part of my purpose. So, this is Arthur. It's so cool to lives are so cool, and this is my everyday life. So, your purpose isn't what you're doing. Your purpose is who you're being. Okay. So your purpose is who you are being. That's your purpose. And as you be your most radiant version of yourself, and we got to get clear about what that is. That was a big part of Radiant on the Rise, is really getting clear about what that is. When you are being that purpose in your everyday life, then the mechanism shows itself to you. As Joseph Campbell said, it's just step by step. Follow your bliss. And what you'll notice is that, the life that you're living is the one you ought to be living. It's not somewhere else. And so who is it that you're being called to be? Right? My radiant reminder is I am a joyful, powerful, and connected woman. Right? I'm a joyful, powerful, and connected woman. Now, if I make a strong, committed intention to being that, right, in my life, in every moment that I remember, low power mode, then the mechanism from with which I need to, that's going to help, the mechanism will make itself known to me. When I began doing healing work in the world, I didn't even have the embodied mindfulness school. I didn't have embodied mindfulness coach. I'd been trained as an applied meditation. Hey, Matthew, welcome. I've been trained as an applied meditation counselor and teacher. I'd been, ordained in the Zen Buddhist tradition. My life had been completely transformed by mindfulness. I had a degree in psychology and social behavior. I was a school teacher. And I had no clue, really, as to how to bring what my gifts out into the world. I was stuck there for 10 years. And about the last 5 years of that stuckness resulted in me being really, I was self-destructive, actually. I had my kids, I disconnected from myself, which I think happens to a lot of moms. If you're a mom, a new mom, you can relate to that. Like, you're not alone. So I disconnected from that, and I disconnected from myself. But big thing was I had totally disconnected from my purpose, from who I wanted to be and show up as in my life. And so when I decided, and things were bad, and I was drinking a ton, and just my life was kind of imploding. My connections, my friends, my familial relationships were just like in the toilet. It was bad. And one day, thank goodness, I had a few angels in my life saying, "What are you doing?" I woke up and I started to heal on deeper levels. And I stopped drinking, and I started going back to my self-care practices, and I started reconnecting to myself again. And when I started doing that, I started to come more deeply into my being purpose. Who was it that I was being called to be? And as I started showing up more and more in that life, I started realizing I have a message. I have work in the world that wants to be birthed. I don't know what that looks like, but shit, I'm like, I gotta try. I gotta take a step out of, I can't like this job of teaching is requiring me to be fully committed to it, and I'm not showing up in a way that I'm proud of. And so maybe it's time for me to leave that and start like really focusing over here on my purpose work, even though I don't know exactly what that looks like. So I started, I was doing some meditation classes because I love meditation, and it transformed my life. So I was, teaching, I'm still at Wellness Psychiatry. So I was doing, some yoga classes for staff there. I'd been certified as a yoga teacher, but I didn't know how all these things were going to blend together into what it's blending in together is now. And if we wait to have it all figured out, we'll stay stuck. And what I really want to encourage you to do is focus more on who you're being. Like, who is it that you're being called to be in your life? And practice committing to being that. And that's going to require you to like unblock from the things that are getting in the way. Your insecurity, your self-doubt, your limiting beliefs, your negative emotions, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you can't figure it out. Who are you? Who are you to do that? All that shit is going to come up and be exposed so that you can integrate and heal. Like, our obstacles are opportunities to be more fully in our dharma, in our purpose, in our calling. But it's an organic, alive thing. So start with, who is it that you're being called to be, right? If you want like a radiant reminder is what, we called this in what I call this with my clients. And you learned about this in the 5-day journey if you took it with me. Now, if you missed it, I'm going to be doing a webinar coming up in a couple of weeks. I'll let you know the date on that. Okay. And also, if you're wondering, like, how do I connect more? What is my purpose? And like, how can I get support in like even knowing what that is, who I'm being called to be? And how do I do that? How do I show up that way in my life when all of this stuff is coming at me that keeps me playing small and stuck? My people pleasing, my insecurity. I mean, it can feel like a prison. Then schedule some time with me, because that's what I'm on this planet to help you do. I'm just committed and certain about that. But I didn't start there. So let go of the mechanism, let go of the how. And I left that job. I was kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I just did these things, right? And then slowly I was like, wow, I could teach a workshop. Maybe I could start teaching workshops on the things that I love, the things that have helped me heal, the things that, have made a difference for me. And so that was how I birthed my first workshop. And my first workshops were painting workshops. Some of y'all might remember and taking them with me. And you might be kicking yourself now if you never took them with me, because I don't do those a lot anymore, except for on the retreats that we do, that I do with Dharma Shakti, and in the Radiant and on the Rise 1-year program. But so I started doing creativity retreats that blended in mindfulness and yoga and stuff like that. And my first workshops were really like, they've changed a lot since I started, 4 years ago, doing this work in the world. And that's how, and then I refined and I refined and I refined. I started realizing who my clients were, who were the students that were really attracted to me. And I started offering them programs and packages and all that stuff, and all that's going to come. But first you need to get clear about your radiant reminder, like, who are you being called to be? And that is your purpose. And you might create an I am statement around that. And I'll share mine with you again. I am, my kids are like fighting downstairs getting ready. This is life. I am a joyful, powerful, and connected woman. And so it's like, And I start to I remind myself of that. And I show up that way in my life as much as I can. And then the path is laid out to me. I get downloads, I get information, and then I have the courage and the commitment to follow through. And that's because I have incredible support. Maybe that's what you need too. Because if you don't have accountability, if you don't have support, if you don't have someone seeing through your shit to help you unblock and see the path in front of you, then you're going to stay stuck where you are. You can't do it alone. I mean, everyone I know who's on purpose and activated in their life and loves their life, are excited to wake up in the morning, feels passionate on purpose, they all have support. They all do. And so I don't care if it's with me. Well, I do care if if you're called to me, book some time with me. My schedule is pretty packed. I mean, I'm closing up conversations with people this week, but there's still a few openings on my calendar. Get on my calendar this week. Get on my calendar so that I can help you unblock and I can help you anchor into what you're being called to be. And then we can see if working with me in the 1-year program is a good fit for you. Especially if you've been on this painted yogi for a while and you just watch these videos. I say this with so much love, but get off your ass and get activated and book a call with me. And I say that with so much love, but stop being an observer, because you're not serving anyone just looking. You're not serving anyone just getting it's you get spoon-fed content, you feel better for a second, but you're not shining in your life. You're just lost in learning. What you want to get is activated and living. Okay, so that's an aha for some of you, and you may not like me very much, and that's cool. You can totally unsubscribe from being in this group, because I'm committed to showing up powerfully for you, because the time for playing small is over. Right? Stop being an observer, stop getting activated, get some skin in the game, and get a little uncomfortable. It's where all the good stuff is. It's where all the good stuff is. We just got finished. I took my daughter. They're killing each other down there. My kids are 8 and 10. My daughter to the On the Basis of Sex about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Freaking amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, what an incredible woman. Something I noticed, and I was talking to my daughter about this. I'm like, you know what? If you want to activate your purpose in the world, if you really want to live a life that feels juicy and meaningful, and you all want that, we all do, we're all called to that place, it's going to require you to risk something and many things. It's going to require, and she shows this over and over again in her actions, and she overcomes so many challenges of, losing her husband, maybe. There's a moment where that could happen. So many challenges when she's at Harvard, being one of the few women that's in law there in the 50s. Ridiculed, embarrassed, shamed, over and over and over again. So what are you willing to risk? Are you willing to risk feeling uncomfortable? Are you willing to risk getting embarrassed? Are you willing to risk being maybe ashamed? These are the things that come up for us as we become visible in the world. What are you willing to risk? Because you gotta get uncomfortable. There's nothing better. It's and if you can, because if you're willing to meet those feelings, those are the things that are the wall between you and being visible and activated in the world. And the only way to heal them is to go through them. So them coming up in your life is good news. Now, are you gonna back down? Or are you going to push through? And I don't mean a masculine drive, push through, but are you going to stay in the tremor of doubt? Are you willing to do that? And when you do, the rewards are immense and amazing and everything that you've been wanting. And then guess what you get to do? You get to model that for your kids. You get to model that for your people, for your students, for your clients, so they can walk across the line. We're all designed to do it. So are you. What's getting in the way of you being in your purpose? Let's lose the confusion and lose the preoccupation with the how, and start to anchor into who you need to be. And then start moving from that place. What does a connected woman do? What does a powerful woman do? Right? These are questions I ask myself. And that's what inspires me to come on here and create this content for you. And so I hope this inspires you to get out of your own way today. I hope it lights a fire under your ass. And I hope it inspires you to book some time with me, especially if you've been watching these videos, some of you for years, and I've never heard from you. And I say this with so much love, but it's time to stop being an observer and start to activate, start to play, get in the game, get in the arena, as Brené Brown says. There's no better place to be. Will you get bloody? Yeah. Will you feel alive like you've never felt before? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You want to come with me? Book some time with me. I've got some spots, I think, tomorrow, Thursday. I don't know about Friday, but get on my calendar. And I'll see you soon. Blessings. Namaste.